Hey guys, Christian from San Antonio, Texas. This is my 2020 VMAX Generation 2, 1700 cc's, 200 horsepower at the engine, about 180 horsepower to the rear wheel. She's beautiful. I had a Gen 1 VMAX. I grew up with my dad who had VMAXs. VMAXs came out in 1985 by Yamaha, compete with Honda. Generation 1 went all the way up. In 2009 they made a Generation 2. Bigger engine, better containment of that engine. This has better brakes than the Generation 1. The actual air intakes you see up there, that's why you know it's a VMAX. Generation 1s are decorative, this is not. When you throttle, get to high RPM, there's a chip in there that shortens the tubes to deliver more out of the engine, more horsepower. Anyway, we're going to ride today. Just want to show you. I love this bike. I had a Generation 1 I sold. It's sad. Generation 1s are beautiful. This is a whole different experience. It's not for new people. It's big. She's 685 pounds. She's big. She goes fast. So anyway, just follow me. We'll go for a little ride. Alright guys, let's go for a ride. We'll start her up here. Big 4 engine. Humid day in Texas. I live in San Antonio. I'm on the outside loop, 1604. So why VMAX? I love muscle bikes. I love the history of them. My dad had in the 80s the first Generation 1 VMAX that came out. It's beautiful, maroon. God, back then when I was a young man, geez, they look just gigantic to me. So I love power bikes, love Valkyries, love the Rocket 3, the V-Rod. So I love the history of power bikes. So when I started to ride, I'm married. I have 3 about teenage daughters now. I practice. I'm a physician. Yeah, physician riding a motorcycle. Like, what are you doing? But when you're busy as a physician, when you're married, raising a family, there's a lot of data saying that motorcycle riding can really help men deal with depression, stress. And I can tell you from my experience, that's pretty true. Whenever I ride, I feel awesome. Do you have to ride VMAXs? No. You appreciate motorcycles. My other bike is a Harley Davidson Pan America Special 2024. 1250cc, 100 horsepower. She's my rocket. She gets me around. She's my horse. I ride all around the hill country. I'm about an hour and a half. Bandera, Medina, Leakey, Texas. Do the Three Sisters. The Three Sister ride. I'll do that in a day and come back home. And you can't believe you're in Texas. It's a top 10 ride in the country. I love the look of the Generation 2 VMAXs. Again, they came out in 2009. Way more powerful, bigger engine. But a safer chassis for the bike. That was one of the, the Generation 1 VMAX when it came out was called the Widowmaker, and there's reasons for it. It's a big engine with high horsepower, but the chassis couldn't really deal with it. Bad brakes, bad turning. Generation 2s came back out 2009, like I said. The air inflow is not decorative, it's real. 1700 horses, 1700 cc's, 200 horsepower at the engine, and has a chassis that can deal with it. Does it steer great? No. She's big. 685 pounds. 67 inches wheelbase. She's longer than my Pan America. So think about that. She's heavier than my Pan America. She's got a bigger engine than my Pan America. She's longer. So it's not made for your steering, your curves. She does steer well. She's big. You have to use your weight, throw it around, counter steering and all that stuff. But you can get cruisers, and she is a cruiser. VMAX are cruisers. What this VMAX likes to do is keep straight. You can see a lot of people on YouTube racing it in a quarter mile, and they're racing sport bikes. And they win sometimes. So the VMAX wants to go fast. It wants to go straight. I love these bikes. Big power cruisers. Let's see if I can take it right here. There's always something going on in San Antonio, construction-wise. I put my directional on. This does not have an automatic shut-off of the directionals, which is kind of a pain in the ass. I find that I'm give it some throttle. You notice the seat's very comfortable. She's wide. The seat is comfortable. But has a ridge on your back to keep you in the seat when you throttle up. I'm going to get onto 1604 Texas. Busy outer loop. Car is coming by fast. Here we go. We'll try to get over. Zoom. She's in 4th gear right now. 5th is almost overdrive. 5 gears. Slow down up here, which everybody does. It's always a traffic jam in San Antonio. The Generation 1 VMAXs, which I talk about, had carburetors, had V-boost. V-boost was when the butterfly valves on the carbs would just open up to more of the engine, deliver more air. This is horrible. This is what it always is like. It's not even 12 noon yet. San Antonio, Texas, construction, traffic jam.
I know, some people in Houston are going to say we're the worst. Yeah, Houston's pretty bad too. San Antonio also has the worst drivers in my opinion. I've lived in DC, Boston. If you're a driver that knows what you're doing, and I can kind of tell that when you're in traffic like Boston, DC, like cab drivers, all right. But down here, some of the problem is they don't know what they're doing. And the problem is some of them are going too slow. You see it all the time in the left-hand lane. It's a car doing 40 miles an hour on the highway in the left lane, slowing everything down. It's dangerous. They're trying to yield on the highway. They're matching your speed perfectly right next to you. They don't speed up or slow down. So now what are you going to do? Now it's up to you, person on the highway, to figure out what you're going to do based on them wanting to come in. When I merge, I speed up or slow down. Mostly speed up and get on, especially on a bike. Why do I like power? Gets me out of bad situations sometimes. They can be dangerous. It can get out of your hands quickly, and the VMAX can get out of your hands if you're not careful with it. It's not for a new rider. 1700 cc, 685 pounds. You can get a better cruiser, a fun cruiser. It's not a VMAX. So is this what's fun on a VMAX? Traffic on a big highway in San Antonio, Texas? No. I got to get to where I'm going. I decided to get the bike out today. Sometimes I just want to ride. This is bullshit. It's because we're taking these 3 lanes and we're going down to 1. And there's a big connection down here, junction with I-10 in San Antonio, Texas. So I'm always looking in my mirrors. Controlling this bike in first gear is pretty easy in traffic like this. Slow movements like I can do on my Pan America, like the U-turns and small circles, that's easy on that. It's not easy on this. It's not made for that. This is a lot of weight counter steering. It turns. So Generation 1 carburetors. V-boost delivers air. The butterfly valves open up, delivering more air to the engine, 10% more power. And the Generation 1 was beautiful, and it surprised everybody in the 80s. No one saw anything like that. They had the Honda Magna 65. Feels so good to have air. The engine starts cooling down a little bit. She'll get hot. Generation 2, the air intake's real. YCC, Yamaha control chip. As you throttle, shortens the air delivery tube to the engine, so you get more air to the engine fast. About 10% more horses, more power. You can feel both. I can feel V-boost on my Gen 1. I've been on highways on this bike where there's no one around, and I've throttled up, and you feel it. There we go. This is nice. But again, San Antonio, people make rash decisions. There's these trucks everywhere. There's so much construction. These guys drop gravel. So there's bouncing gravel on the road. I'm not wearing gloves because I lost them yesterday. I forgot to put them on my bike. I was an idiot. I drove off. They're gone. We each make our own decision when we ride. I just want to get by that truck up there. We get behind those trucks. Right now we're passing I-10. It's going to be great when this is all done. But it's very hard on a motorcycle in San Antonio with all this traffic. So I want to get by this. Gravel trucks, see them, they're in a row. They're dropping little pieces of rock. See, right now it's in 5th gear. It's almost considered over gear. See, this car is going to try to get over. Everybody has to slow down. Getting by. That's one thing about this bike that's beautiful is it's got the power. Lots of power. So 2009 these guys came out. There's different paint. You can find them. Cycle Trader. They don't make the VMAX anymore. I hope they come back with it. The bike that's made right now that I think is closer to this is the Ducati Diavolo V4. In fact, the very nice gentleman I found this bike from, had this beautiful garage. The floor is done. He had a lot of bikes. This was parked next to a Diavolo. So I can tell that's a guy who appreciates big, powerful muscle cruisers. So he had this VMAX and a Diavolo, the V4 Diavolo. I'm gonna try to go in front of these people. Why do motorcyclists go so fast from intersections, stop signs, all that stuff? They try to get away from the traffic. Again, it's nothing against you. Just want to get away from the traffic. Now, some people, especially in San Antonio, give motorcycle riders a bad name. Yeah, and I can hear them from my house. These rockets out there. I love the sound of those engines, though. I'm not going to say that, but they're racing out there. I'm going to turn around up here. I don't like these roads. Boop, boop. Smooth and controlled. Again, she's big, so these small movements can sometimes be a challenge. She likes straight and fast. I'm gonna pull in right here. You can see me in the mirror. Put her into neutral. There we go, guys. 2020 VMAX. I made it on the highway. She's beautiful. I love her. She's very comfortable. She's very fast. Do I like to be in traffic like this on her? No. Does she have the power to get me out of some crappy emergencies? Yes. But get used to something like this. Ride a little bit. If you're first rider, don't get this. Ride something. Harley low riders, they're great to get. They can be a little spooky. A lot of cruiser. Then work up to the power bike. The Pan America, I was kind of used to power because that's 1250 cc's, 150 horses. She flies high RPM, very fast. So is this bike. And for a cruiser that matches a sports bike, watch the videos. Anyway, Christian Welch, San Antonio, Texas. Thanks, guys.